Hey guys, I don't really have any reason to talk here up front, but I just had more to say, man. I watched The Name of the Doctor last night, and it was super moving. It's one of those ones I never really got too into, but man, when he looked at what was going to happen to Clara, and then he went in as well, it was just, yeah, there's a lot going on there. Yeah, Doctor Who, live on in our hearts. Hopefully we can get the youth to make all manner of fan products all around the universe of Who. And maybe someday somebody with a little more consistent output can make it again. All right. Well, that's my melancholy recap teaser. Little bit of sizzle for you folks. Enjoy. Let's see. We wanted to come together before the regular episode to address the untimely demise of our favorite franchise, Doctor Who.
I'm not okay, Jeff. I'm not okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like,
obviously, I'm Jeff. This is Jessie.
Hello.
This is the Great and Secret Knowledge airs their feelings starting now.
Yeah, this is our emergency flashcast to mourn the loss of the greatest TV show ever to exist, Doctor Who. For those who don't know, it's been announced this week that there will be no Christmas special. They are putting the show out to tender, word that makes me very uncomfortable. Russell T Davies and Bad Wolf have very much parted ways with the BBC, and it does not sound amicable at all. Jeff and I have been debating for the last few days around the wonderful Russell T Davies.
Yeah, I had received some faulty information that Russell out and out lied, that there was a completed script, and then reversed it with a sort of cheeky comment somewhere.
Instagram post, yeah.
But it's more nuanced than that. But yeah, a lot of people were annoyed and pissed off, and I had a knee-jerk reaction, let's put it that way.
Well, if you're working within the information, you're working with the information you've got. I've been having a lot of debates with people on various topics who were not necessarily critically thinking and were not necessarily examining their sources on topics, as much as I hate to say it, far more important than Doctor Who. So I'm being very mindful of checking my sources at the moment because I do not want to be that guy.
Well, especially because we're trusted Doctor Who podcasters. I still can't get over the fact that I created a podcast just so I could talk about Doctor Who and Star Trek. It's kind of nice, but it does mean that I can't just fucking pop off whatever bullshit I thought I heard.
Jeff, it's never stopped us before.
If it's relevant to the times we're living in, we should get the facts right at least. If it's something from 50 years ago, People make mistakes.
I've gotten that wrong. I got Maria Theresa confused with another Empress Sissi. Like, I'm talking, that's centuries old information, and I still got that wrong and went on a rant that was wrong.
On this show?
On this show, many years ago.
No.
Not many years ago, many months, like early.
Yes, it hasn't been, quote, years yet. It's a year and some change.
Yeah, we just did a anniversary episode covering 73 yards.
Oh, hell yeah. I assume the listener will have heard that by now. I'm a little behind. Or let me phrase it another way. I've banked a lot of episodes. So, yeah. But who knows? I might get frisky and put this one out first. You never know.
It is time relevant.
Oh, like this one actually will have to come out. Yeah. Because we're going to break this apart from our Supernatural coverage. So, yeah, you're hearing this now. You haven't heard the 73 Yards episode, I guess. Or did I already put that out? This is important
context.
Oh, Jesus. Now I'm got myself all confused. It's because of this Doctor Who news. That's why I'm upset. No, yeah, I definitely haven't put out 73 Yards. The last one I did was Human Nature and Family of Blood.
Oh, yeah. Well, listeners, to give you context on why, like on how upset we are, I spoke about Doctor Who in therapy yesterday.
Holy shit.
And the impact that this was having on my mental health. Because it is more, because I'd like a couple of times I'd say to myself, it's just a TV show, what's wrong with you? And then I go, it's not just a TV show to me. Like, for context listeners, I do not remember a time where I was not a Whovian. My family my parents loved it. We all watched it together. I had a children's vinyl album of children's songs and nursery rhymes that John Pertwee performed on. And I was aware that was Doctor Who when I was listening to him, like, sing, like, I don't even know, like Mary Had a Little Lamb or some dumb shit. Probably not that, but there is not a time in my life where I was not aware of Doctor Who. There is not a time in my life where I was not a fan of Doctor Who. It is a core part of my personality. So much of who I am as a person, I believe, is inspired by the Doctor. And, I mean, I got a big TARDIS tattoo on my leg, guys, like, and an Alonzi tattoo on my ankle. Like, there are no less than 14 TARDISes in my house.
Yeah, I mean, just yourself, you've been loving the modern incarnation of Who for 20 years, almost somewhere in there. And it's somewhere been back there, 22, 21. So, like...
Yeah, I'd say I'm probably about 19 because I refused to engage with the reboot when it first happened because at the time I was very much like, well, you can fuck off and not ruin my childhood. Like, not okay. Not okay. Until Catherine Tate joined the cast and one of my friends sat me down and performed a little bit of an intervention and was like, you love Doctor Who. You love Catherine Tate. What are you doing with yourself? So by that stage, I was like, okay, there's 4 seasons out. It might not be shit. Because also we didn't know that what an amazing bit, like, at the additional bit of context is at that point, Billie Piper was not known as an actress. Billie Piper was a pop star. So them casting her as Rose in 2005 felt like stunt casting to me. And I did not know, and I was very wrong, what an incredible actress.
Oh, yeah.
Billie Piper is. She's amazing. Like, go watch anything she's in.
I don't think many people realized how good she was before Rose.
Watch this. Watch Confessions of a... Was it? I can't remember the book's called Confessions of a London Call Girl, or whether it's... Yeah, well, the one where she's a sex worker anyway. That's great. I Hate Susie. Incredible.
Yes.
Really great show. You want to watch a former pop star be doxxed, I guess? I mean, she had her sex tape released. And watch her whole world crumble as she descends into a mental breakdown. It is brilliant TV.
Yeah. That was like beautifully triggering that show.
Mm-hmm.
It got
Yeah, I've
me
not
in
gone back for a
all
second
the areas.
watch. Yeah, I've not gone back for a second watch because it was definitely triggering.
Yeah.
It also fits in this world that I've been banging on about a lot lately, which is imperfect, not necessarily likable female characters. Because they just didn't exist. You were either the young hot one with no agency, Buttercup.
Farm boy, polish my horse's saddle. I want to see my face shining in it by morning.
As you wish.
You were the mean mummy, there to ruin the fun, or you were a crone. Those were the options for female characters, whereas now we get more nuanced performances from like Fleabag.
Sluts! Yes?
Fleabag really set a tone, I think, and went, hey, this woman is deeply problematic. She's not actually a very good person. Damn, I'll watch that show again and again and again.
Uh-huh.
So it was very, when the reboot happened in 2005, as apprehensive as I was, when I went back and so I watched the Donna season first. That was my first New Who season, just because I thought, well, I'm going to jump in where Catherine Tate is. Fires of Pompeii. I didn't even pick the first episode of the season. I picked, long-time listeners will know, I love a historical.
Yeah, Fires of Pompeii is fantastic.
What a great way to introduce yourself to the reboot. I think it's a solid place. If you're not too stressed about chronology, I did get a few things spoiled by watching that season first, obviously with the return of Rose, which, knowing Rose comes back, makes Doomsday a lot less impactful. I do not break at Doomsday the way the average Whovian does, because my first exposure to Rose was when she came back in Turn Left. So it's very, like, you can't mourn. It's a lot harder to mourn the Doctor and Rose's relationship when you already know about 10-2 and the fact that they get to be together for that one lifetime that 10-2 has. I mean, can we just, like... But Russell... I'm very, 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 very wary of Russell bashing. To the point where I will defend him, because I do think he's one of the greatest screenwriters ever. And I'm not specifically just talking about Doctor Who. His TV shows, Years and Years, Queer as Folk, It's a Sin. Oh my God. This is some of the greatest character development and screenwriting, and hits emotional punches. Like, Queer as Folk's iconic because it was one of the earliest shows centered around gay men in the 90s that was not centrally focused on the AIDS epidemic. It was just about gay guys going out, having a good time on Canal Street in Manchester. And I think that's a really important work, because it was, at the time, it was very much kill your gays, right? If you've heard of this trope.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to the, you don't want to be the black guy in a horror movie. And to see that Years and Years is brilliant. Russell Tovey, can't. Jessica Hines. About this family. Emma Thompson plays a Trump-esque type character, and it's got huge time jumps. You're watching the end of the world through the lens of this one family's experience, and it's just some of the most gut-wrenching, brilliant TV. So and I think also because I've read The Writer's Tale, which I don't think Jeff's read.
I just bought it on Thrift Books. It'll be here in a week or something.
So it is not a traditional book. It's not Russell sitting down writing a memoir, let's be clear. It is actual emails between him and, I think, the guy who was editing Doctor Who magazine at the time.
Is it Ben Cameron?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head, but we could look it up. But that's not how we do things here.
What are you saying?
I'm shit stirring.
Continue
That was
stirring,
a good callback.
madam.
Come on, that was a callback. But it is just their
I'm
correspondence.
sorry. It's Benjamin Cook.
Benjamin Cook, right? So it's just their correspondence starting around the pre-production. I think they were filming Freema's season, so Martha. And it covers basically all of the pre-production of bringing Catherine Tate back. All of the pre-production, and Russell particularly, like emailing back and forth with Benjamin about his process. So it is arguably more of a primary source than a secondary source, because it's their actual correspondence of the time. I think you get a much better picture of what was really going on through that, like the real-time email exchange, because it's just presented as the email exchange as well. It's not, chapter 1, blah, 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 chapter 2, like it's their email exchange, and it goes right through, I think, to the end, just about towards the end of the 10, like Russell's first run. I think it even goes, like, reaches the point of them hiring Moffat and stuff. And his interactions there. So because of that, I think I do get, you get a very, 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 very good picture of Russell's sense of humor, Russell's writing style, Russell's motivations, his process. That's why I think anyone who is a writer or aspires to write for TV should read this book, because it's real time throwing thoughts against the wall, seeing what sticks. And as a fan of the show, and as someone who loves off-screen stuff like production stories, you can't beat it. So when he posted that post where Jeff suspected he'd had a lot of wine, I'm not saying you're wrong about that.
Well, you seem to think that he's very careful about his PR, whereas even when it sounds tossed off, but it certainly sounded tossed off.
I don't think he's mindful. I don't know if I think there's definitely some sour grapes. Because the thing that I tie to that is the interview he did about 2 weeks prior, where he said, "We've got an announcement coming soon. It's just being signed off through like 57 different people at the BBC. You will be getting announcements soon when they're ready." We all assumed it would be around, perhaps, well, the assumption by most journalists who reported on it was that the announcement would be who the new Doctor is. That's the way most of the articles I read kind of interpreted it. I was a little concerned because he didn't specifically say, and this is why I think he's very deliberate with his PR. I think he didn't specifically say, "You will be getting an announcement on the new Doctor. You will be getting an update. You will be getting an announcement. That's it."
Right. And looking back, announcement seems so final. like it's almost like with diplomats and with producers and stuff, like show business in general, I guess, you have to like imagine everything's 10 times worse than whatever they're saying. So if they're being effusive with praise about somebody's work, they're actually an asshole. Like, unless they say, this person's great, they love the crew, you know what I mean? Like they go so far overboard so that they have wiggle room back to like, I'd love to say this person's a piece of shit, but like, yeah, I've heard that name, It's like you'll never get the real dope.
That's a core principle of PR, right? Like, as someone who's worked in PR, you are always very deliberate with exactly how you word things, and exactly, like, for me, with my role, there's a lot of things that I talked about within the office and that are going on that I am straight up not allowed to talk to clients about.
Right.
For fear it could be construed as advice when I'm not a financial advisor, for fear it could, like, there's a whole bunch of risk mitigation strategy around communication en masse or one-to-one. Like, what kind of reputational risk is what we call it at work, and is this going to damage the brand? This is why I don't think lying is the right phrase. It's PR management.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, you've got to be careful, very, very careful not to lie. Like, Murray Gold should not have said there are like multiple different scripts with multiple different ideas bouncing around.
But he said, I think, in the middle of that sentence. So it's like, is that enough wiggle room? It turns out he was just wrong.
To my interpretation of what happened there would be that Russell probably was spitballing some ideas, and you want to get, when the music is as important as it is, like, to get Murray, you want Murray Gold on board with what the vibes are going to be and what's potentially going to be happening, so he can start thinking, how am I going to compose through this story? So it makes sense that Russell would be like, well, I've got one idea where the doctor goes off and does this, and I've got one idea where the doctor goes off and does this, and I've got one idea. And maybe Murray Gold interpreted that as, oh, he's got a few different scripts. Or he's just used the word scripts more loosely rather than meaning an actual physical script. Like, it could be a treatment.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Murray Gold was just wrong. Unless the BBC and Russell are lying, but I think it's more likely that Murray is just wrong.
I believe that Murray Gold made a mistake and a poor word choice over the BBC and Russell consciously lying to fans because of how... And look, Russell has also a terrible reputation for things leaking off his set. It is notorious. That's why a lot of people, a lot of the fandom found a lot of frustration with Chibnall. Because nothing leaked.
Well, right. I always figured Russell just was like a government intentionally leaking to build hype. And
I agree.
Chibnall like legitimately did not want his stories preempted for any reason.
If you told me it was going to die under Russell T Davies, 4 years ago when we found out we were getting the soft reboot of Who Dis, there was nothing anyone could have said to me. I would have, my biggest concern was that it was going to die. So my relief in this situation is it didn't die under a female doctor. Because I think the reactions from people about Jodie, I think people will look back on the Chibnall era with more fondness than what they were given at the time. Like, credit where it's due. They didn't kill the show. I think giving it too much money, putting it on Disney, really wasn't great either. It's a little show, like Doctor Who's at its best when it's filmed in a quarry with dudes in rubber suits.
I agree, and I don't. I think... I guess I just always feel like I could manage their business better than they can. And it's like, give me a break. I'm like a kid playing Madden. But like when you go to Disney and you're making a Doctor Who universe, like fucking give them Sarah Jane Adventures, give them Torchwood, give them the old eps. Like make that the destination. Otherwise, you're just making a little vestigial tale, hoping that it'll become something someday.
And I understand that was rumors I've read indicate that was a real sticking point for Disney. they wanted the full back catalogue.
Oh.
So that's why I think when I've been worrying that this was going to happen since all of New Who, so 2005 to 2022, disappeared simultaneously globally off all streaming services except for BBC One, including the ABC, which that's never happened before. We would not have the lost episodes if it was not for ABC TV.
Yeah.
Because the BBC were not shy about taping over shit. And so the tapes that were sent to Australia, because it got rerun ad nauseum on the ABC here, which is how my first Doctor happened to be John Pertwee, even though he was the Doctor before I was born. Because back then they did have to ship it all over on ships. Flying was expensive. And the fact that they took it off ABC was like, to me, a massive, massive, massive warning sign. And the fact that they all disappeared, like it disappeared off Stan here, it disappeared off ABC, it disappeared off. If you go on Reddit, you'll see it was all within the space of roughly a week where it just ceased to exist on the internet. Which I've been living in fear of for a really long time. Because I do not sleep without Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's just so strange.
What's capitalism destroying yet another thing I love? There's been a lot of debate and conversation around, is it cancelled, is it on hiatus, is this Wilderness Years 2.0? The BBC are insisting it'll come back.
I think any time more than 2 years goes by, a show is effectively dead. From then, you're like, what are you, like reinventing the wheel?
Nah, we had 2 years go by in the Moffat era.
But this is going to be at least 3.
How do you know it's going to be at least 3?
Well, when was the last episode? Sometime early last year?
Yeah, May. Well, yeah, we were covering it. So I think around June last year, around literally this time last year. Because we started in April with the Robot Revolution.
Okay, so this 1 year to get a script in and approved and I guess a whole new set.
Well, you need a production company first.
You need a production company. That could take as long as a year and a half to get somebody even willing to start. Then you've got another 18 months to 2 years with all the pre-production. Yeah, we could be looking at most optimistic rosy predictions 2028. So that'd be 3 years more or less. But yeah, when they pulled stuff all over all those different services, they must have lost so many millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
From those licenses. Did they make that up? I never saw. I mean, how many months or years was it unavailable? It's still unavailable in Australia. It's finally back as of yesterday here in the States.
Unless you come around to my house and watch my hard copies.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a whole new laptop, people, just so I could watch Doctor Who again. Like, let's be clear, that is why I bought the new laptop.
Incredible.
Like, it's because I got through all the Parks and Rec and I'm like, I've got no bedtime stories. Ah. But it's, what do we do with, what do we do with ourselves? I guess I always think of what Will always says about any kind of new Batman. It's like, they haven't deleted the Nolans off the internet.
Right.
They fucking well did go and delete Doctor Who off the internet.
My greatest sadness is not for me and people who like the old stuff. It's for those 10-year-old kids who should get fresh, exciting new Who every year rather than in fits and starts. But I guess they have access to all that stuff as well. It's just when you're a kid, old stuff feels old. You know what I mean? You want that new shit.
Yeah, like my 7-year-old niece, if you ask her who her favorite Doctor is, it's Shooty Gubba.
Yeah.
Like, that is a statement. And we've all always think, like, very commonly your favorite Doctor ties into your first Doctor.
Hmm.
To me, I always claim both Pertwee and Tom Baker because I did not realize they were not the same person for a really long time.
Amazing.
The amount of people I've told that John Pertwee played Puddleglum in Marshwiggle in the Chronicles of Narnia when it was actually Tom Baker
Oh my God.
is hideously embarrassing. But,
Regrets. We've had a few.
well, I was a kid, man. Like, I hate the not knowing. And this is, like, also for context listeners, this is Jeff's first wilderness years.
Oh my God. It's freaking me out. I had Star Trek. I had the long.
They're gone too. No Trek now. No new Trek either. They've taken away everything we love.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but my version of that was between Insurrection, Nemesis, that period. I didn't really have Trek until the 2009 movie.
I see. I have the reverse experience for Trek because I did not get into Trek until around 2010. So I'd watched no Trek up until that point. So I kind of joined Trek in like the Trek fandom in a wilderness years.
Right. Yeah.
So the first new Trek I ever experienced in real time was Discovery.
It wasn't any of the movies. The Chris
movies.
Pine
You're right.
movies.
It is.
They're so different.
I don't think they count because it's a reboot of.
I mean, really, they're fast-paced, high-energy action movies, which is very different
Lots of lens flares.
Yeah, from the original incarnations.
I don't think they have the same. And we're talking about new characters, new content, right? Like, we're not. That is still Kirk, Uhura, Spock.
Right. Yeah, Discovery was bold. Fucking, even though they said it back in the day, like with sort of species and things that we would recognize as Trek fans, they went in such zigzaggy directions. The casting was diverse, like there were female stories, you know, like very.
The main character was a woman.
Powerful.
Michael Burnham, what an icon.
We can't get into Star Trek. It'll just make me sad. But yeah, this wilderness period is daunting, but it's also, this is when fans go, you know, buck wild and create all kinds of stuff.
We wouldn't have Big Finish.
Yeah, as long as the powers that be allow it to be made for profit.
Thankfully, I don't think Big Finish is going anywhere.
I heard somebody report a rumor that BBC might withdraw the license in the same way as they've done for Australia and stuff. But I haven't heard any follow up on that.
And there is an argument because I've, you know, like you, I've been consuming a lot of different perspectives on this wilderness cancellation, blah, 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 depending. Lots of people are interpreting it very differently. A guy messaged a group of friends and was like, oh, Doctor Who's been cancelled. I'm devastated. And they're like, oh, I just thought they were, you know, going on a little break while they stopped. Then I had other people messaging me, people who live in the UK, by the way. The thing that really got me was when my friend Alex, like, messaged me going, Doctor Who's been cancelled. I also have a theory that is not my theory, but I'm borrowing it, that the success of certain TV shows and movies is proportional to the state of the world at the time. This was on What Went Wrong when they were talking about The Wizard of Oz. Because The Wizard of Oz wasn't that successful in its initial cinema run. It got a massive new following with TV, colour TV, because we're talking pre and post World War II, right? So it came out, people weren't really looking for the kind of like hopeful fantasy vibe that in 1939 that they were seeking after 6 years of horrific war in a post-World War situation. So it's incredibly difficult to kind of pinpoint where the zeitgeist and what the appeal is. Like, my example is Black Mirror. When Black Mirror was airing, well, the first two seasons were an absolute failure on Channel 4 in the UK. Absolute failure. But then when Netflix bought it, it blew up. And I think that has a lot to do with the state of the world and what people were wanting from their content. Whereas I find I have not watched the last couple of seasons because we are living in a dystopian future, and I don't know if I want to watch much TV about that. That's not why I watch TV. I watch it for escapism.
Yeah, that's always been my issue. Like, when it came out, we were still in Iraq, like we were still in Afghanistan. Yeah. It was just very like, I don't know, old school biblical violence. And Black Mirror was kind of like, oh, it's a nice little change of pace. But like a year or two later, I'm like,
the Prime Minister fuck a pig on TV.
Like, we're drone striking weddings now. Like, the smartphone came out in what, like the iPhone came out 2012. Oh, is it?
No, it's before that. Early? I had a Galaxy when I was living in Perth, and I moved from Perth in 2011. Wow. The iPhone had been out for a couple of years before the Galaxy. I just refused to get an Apple product. So my first smartphone was the original Galaxy. And that would have been around 2010. I had
it's a lot worse
situation
now.
Before that. So yeah, I can't go watch Black Mirror. Makes me too distressed. I mean, shock horror. We are into escapism. We have a speculative fiction podcast, Jeff. Like, let's be clear.
Yeah.
So I don't watch TV to feel uncomfortable.
Like, I'll watch a Schindler's List, but like, I don't want to watch a season of television in Schindler's List. I couldn't even watch Schindler's List. No, but I couldn't even watch Schindler's List in a single sitting. I had to have a 20-minute crying break when I watched Schindler's List for the first time. I mean, in my defense, I was 15. That's pretty young.
Yeah, my parents were very fine with me. Oh, you should. That's nothing. Some of the stuff I saw when I was young. My parents were all about, you can watch anything we're watching, but we're going to sit down and have a conversation to find out if you've got any questions afterwards. I saw Prince of Tides when I was a kid. Like, I'm talking 8, 9 years old, I saw Prince of Tides.
Okay, so in all the run of Russell, Doctor Who, what's an episode that, like, is just too much? I think the ones that get there are like,
what do you
turn
mean
left.
By too much?
Like, so when I they're very triggering for a lot of different types of people. Father's Day, hands down. That one for me, as someone who lost their dad young, that one I will skip almost every single time. It's not Russell era, but Dark Water and Death in Heaven. Right, yeah.
I lost a partner in my 20s. To this day, I sit down to watch those episodes mindfully going, I remember this is very good TV. I will watch it, da-da-da. But because I watched Doctor Who at bedtime, watching Clara grieve and the anger with which she demands the Doctor try and fix it for her, and then the fucking Doctor does, I get real mad at that. Even though Capaldi is, really running with a bullet to, with my recent rewatches to be, like, top 2 Doctors for me.
Yeah.
I think he's the best actor. If we're going to talk
for sure.
critical acting skill, Peter Capaldi is the best actor to ever play the Doctor. I would put Eccleston, Matt Smith, probably Matt Smith a touch above Eccleston. What Matt Smith can do with a quiet anger is, because he's this, like everyone's interpretation of 11 is that he's just happy, Tigger, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. No. What's the anger of a good man?
Yeah. I think of him as like a slowly simmering teapot. But like
one.
Instead of just going, when it opens up, it's like, you motherfucker. I'm going to destroy everything.
Yeah, it's, I'm not. Oh,
What's that line? Nobody human gets to talk to me today.
talk to me today.
Nobody.
Human has anything to say to me today!
Yeah, and The Beast Below.
God, I love that episode.
That's one I didn't appreciate when I first watched it, and I've gone back and gone, fuck me, that's some good acting.
Yeah, there's plenty of silly stuff in that episode, but it's Doctor Who. Like, there's silly stuff all over the place. But like the moments are just so intense.
Go watch Matt Smith in The House of the Dragon. He's what makes that show for me. Well, him and Rhaenyra, but
it's that simmering violence. It's just so
quiet anger,
unique for him. Yeah.
or like where he's like, and I also think Matt Smith Doctor is a lot more, has an undertone of violence that none of the others have.
I mean,
Like-
let's be real. He let Rory blow up an entire Cyberman vessel. Like, there are hundreds of people on that thing.
I have a question and a
Thousands?
message.
What is the Doctor's message?
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Would you like me to repeat the question? What a great line. I've
So
always
good.
bashed Moffat, but honestly, after going back and rewatching and kind of letting go of my irritation with Clara,
Uh-huh.
because I do think while Jenna Coleman can be a very good actor, I happen to know people who have been on set with her. Let's just say she's got no problem in keeping a cast of hundreds of extras waiting in the sun.
Jesus. That is not okay.
Nope.
We're all in this together, folks. Don't do that.
In period costume. Like, let's be clear, in period costume.
Time is money, people.
Yeah, I was so excited for her. Like, and then to see the evolution. But I've gone back now, and I think because I've listened to a lot of pods about her performance and the way I think a lot of what irritates me about the character of Clara isn't the fault of Jenna Coleman. I think it's bad writing. Or I would say bad consistency of character. I don't know I don't think she really finds her feet as a character. As, like, who is she? Is she, like, she's got a different personality in every episode she does with Matt Smith, and it isn't until Capaldi joins the cast and we get to that whole Danny Pink storyline that we start to get a more fleshed out character from Clara.
Yeah.
And when you're acting against someone of Capaldi. I've just watched the episode in Skins, so he plays Sid's dad in Skins. I've just watched the episode where he, spoilers, dies.
Oh,
And
shit.
it is, like, Skins is a super confronting show. I watched it right after both my dad and my partner had died within 5 months of each other, and it is extremely triggering for me, extremely difficult for me. But it is, unlike Death in Heaven and Dark Water, it is so raw and real and well done that I can't not watch it. I'm loving rewatching Skins. Everyone should go watch Skins. The cast, these are all teenagers playing teenagers doing fucked up shit. This isn't the whole Friday Night Lights, Beverly Hills 90210. And you've got so many crossovers. Like, you got Dev Patel playing the loseriest, like, clueless, hypocritical fuckboy type. Or he wishes he was a fuckboy if he could actually get any. To the point where he starts shagging his best friend's stalker. Because it's just, he can't help it. He wants to get his dick wet. And then you've got, I can't remember his name, but he's Gendry in Game of Thrones. He's in The Doctor's Daughter, your favorite episode.
Oh, yes.
My
favorite of the bad episodes. I need to make this clear. My favorite.
You've never made that caveat before. You've never made that caveat before.
My favorite is split between the 11th Hour and the Beast Below. It's like 1A and 1B. But yes, The Doctor's Daughter is high up on my list. But a ton of Shutigatwa episodes are like, belong up near the top. You've got 73 Yards. You've got Dot and Bubble.
Well, Dr. Light. Like, I'm always wary of Adam made a really good point, because I'm very behind in Adam's podcast now. He made a very good point in where I was up to the other day about how, when talking about the fans in Lux, that the irony that the episode that gets the most credit in the fandom is actually a Dr. Light. Another triggering one I frequently skip, Midnight. It's a great episode, brilliantly done, terrifying. Too scary for me. I'll watch Turn Left, or I'll watch Silence in the Library, and I'm fine. I don't know why Silence in the Library, I'm fine.
Now, is it the demonic type stuff, or is the like real world people are dangerous and will throw you out a moving vehicle?
It's the unseen.
Okay.
So my favorite horror movie is The Blair Witch Project. I think the imagination is infinitely more powerful than any level of production anyone can do. Yeah, it's been pretty. You know what's like? Obvious answer is everyone always says Blink because it's such a great episode. Other Blink aside, favorite episodes, ones you're like, yeah, I'm up to this one. I would put Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead there.
So good.
Everything about that 2-part arc. And this is Moffat writing while Russell show runs, I think, is where the show. I think when Moffat's show running, he loses track.
Mm-hmm.
There's no continuing arc. He tries to make it a continuing arc, but he leaves a lot of plot holes. Whereas in a single 1 or 2-parter, The Doctor Dances, and I mean, even The Well, that was a phenomenal episode.
Wait, is this where they're in the hot space outfits? With the, invisible monster? Oh, man, that was so good.
That wasn't The Well, or am I thinking, no, I'm thinking of Boom. That's
Boom.
The Moffat episode.
I didn't love Boom as
I
much.
did. I loved
There was some great
that.
There was some great stuff there, but
and
I think
you talk about humanity being the greatest evil. That is a great example. Also, Actually, you know why I love Boom so much? You know who the real enemy is in Boom? Capitalism.
Yes. Oh my God. What a story.
I also love I love a contained episode. The only episode of Seinfeld I like is the one in the Chinese restaurant. I love an episode that is contained in a small space, because I think it challenges the writers to make the characters more interesting, and the story needs to be the thing. Plays the thing, right? I love an episode of anything that could be a play. Maybe that's my background as a theatre kid, but anything that could be a play or something that's based on a play does a very, very, very good job of, you have to be on point with your character development. You have to be on point with your dialogue. You have to be, because you have no additional external factors to...
You know what was great for that this season was in the barbershop.
Oh, the story in the engine. Brilliant.
The story in the engine.
Agreed. I think I did more research for that episode than I did for just about any episode we've covered. Like, it's...
Yeah, it had such a theatrical bottle
Well, I also
episode
think we were both,
kind of vibe to it.
We were also very conscious that it was very much a story centered around Africa and African folklore, and we were very, we were both very, very, very aware that we were two white people talking on this subject.
Oh yeah, I mean it has to be addressed.
Yeah,
but I love that this latest era was able to tell a broader base of stories. You know, the Interstellar Song Contest, absolutely incredible.
Who doesn't? Oh my God! Right, Juno Dawson. If you ever hear this, I love you. I love your podcast. I love your books. Be my friend, Juno Dawson. Yes. I love you.
We're happy to interview you.
Like, look, I came across her because I found out who she was, and I discovered her because of Interstellar Song Contest.
Yeah.
I also love that because we got the satisfaction of... I always love when they resolve an ongoing story when we get the answer.
Oh, right. We get the Ronnie business. Oh, my God. Oh, by generation. Man, imagine the, for people who haven't become, super fans, who haven't got into Big Finish and the books and comics and such, you won't really grasp how, earth-shattering something like that is. It's like finding out the Doctor is from a planet called Gallifrey where everybody messes with time. You know, it's like... Or the Timeless Child. I don't think much has been done with that storyline.
I love The Timeless Child. It's one of my favorite things that they've done.
So, in this break, we might get more stories from more writers because it'll be, cheaper modes of expression that'll carry this forward. And so they can tackle these big changes,
But also The Timeless Child is the greatest gift Big Finish has ever been given.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just means you can have any kind of Doctor to play with. And anyone could be the Doctor at any point. Fugitive of the Judoon, that reveal where they start to dig up the grave. And we've watched this whole episode kind of knowing something's going on. We don't know what's going on. That reveal of the Ruth Doctor is one of my favorite reveals in Doctor Who history, I think. And I love the concept of the Timeless Child. I know people bash it, but
it's so great because I know, we think of amnesia in storylines. It's a common trope, it's almost a genre unto itself. But entering into a show with a character who remembers hundreds of years of his life or their life, like putting in a giant chunk of amnesia time into that is like, it could be anything. It could have been one lifetime. It could have been 1,000, you know?
I think someone did the maths on the possibility on the number. And I think, to me, it resolved a plot hole that I've had since the end of Matt Smith's run. Gallifrey just magically gifting him more regenerations was a pain in my ass. I hated it.
Ooh, let's do a fanfic where somebody on the other end is like, do you think we should tell him that this is nothing, that he'll be fine? And they're like, no, do the 13 extra lives thing. He'll love that.
To me, that is a conversation Rassilon absolutely had with someone. And I think it's a much nicer way to explain, like, to keep the show going beyond the 12 regenerations.
Are we positive that Rassilon knew?
I assume so, as the president.
Yeah, I mean, he was there when they made the sash of Rassilon, so yeah.
Well, he was there when they put Gallifrey in the Pocket Universe, which is supposedly where that's one of the things that I think that's a really big example of one of the plot holes of Moffat's era. What those fucking cracks were changed at least 3 different times.
Right. Yeah, the crack was pretty half-baked.
Considering it was the opening storyline in the 11th hour, to have... Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I think Russell plans long-term. Moffat's like, oh, well, I'll just lampshade this here. And that's it's not a bad thing. Like, I love a lot of Moffat's writing. Press Gang is one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. So, I guess when it comes down to it, at least we still have all of the Doctor Who. Maybe I will go back and actually watch the classic series again.
Oh my God. I am happy to screen. Oh, you have all that as well? Oh, shit.
Of course I do. It's me.
Well, next time you watch one of those, tell me and I'll watch it and we could talk about it.
I generally don't because part of me doesn't want to spoil my memories.
Oh, maybe next time I watch one, I'll tell you and then you can decide. But I'll only tell you about the good ones, like Invasion of the Dinosaurs with Pertwee, The Tomb of the Cybermen with my second favorite Doctor.
Genesis of the Daleks.
Ooh, Genesis. Yeah, that's with Sarah Jane. Harry.
Yeah, where we get a bit of like early Davros, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just in the middle of the Magician's Apprentice 2-parter.
Okay.
So I love me some Davros.
Yeah, so I would recommend The Power of the Daleks. Well, of course, the original Daleks, but it's a slog. But Power of the Daleks, which is animated, because it's one of those missing serials. The animation is good, and it's one of the best scripts of all of them. And we meet the second Doctor, who is just incredible. His comedic timing is fantastic. 11 is my like first Doctor, but second gives him a run for his money. Yeah, Genesis is fantastic. Robots of Death with Leela.
I mean, you've got a lot of content there. We could be naming things from. And I think we could definitely do that in the future.
Listener, check in, send us an email, greatandsecretknowledge@gmail.com, and give your list of favorite classic serials you think Jessie
I would like to do
enjoy.
the Highlanders, because
the Highlanders sucks because there is none of it. You can only listen to it, and it's got long periods of like I don't know, at atmospheric music and wind and shit. Like,
I only want to do it because of one reason. It is the inspiration for one of my other all-time favorite TV shows that's just finished and did not stick the landing, let's be clear. Outlander.
okay, so there is a thing called a loose cannon reconstruction, which some people put together like production stills and other shots that like
I've seen a few of those, I think.
they're tolerable. The book might be good. I haven't read the Highlanders novel.
No, I'm here for hot men in kilts. Like, let's be clear, I'm here for hot men in kilts. If I'm not getting hot men in kilts, I'm out.
Yeah, you're getting very few visuals of Jamie. Because
lucky we've got
reconstruction.
Lucky we've got all of Outlander and the incredibly good-looking Sam Heughan as Jamie Fraser.
Hell yeah.
But it's...
Okay, so there obviously we could talk forever about Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have time to do Supernatural, by the way.
Oh yeah, no. This I thought we might do it in a half hour, but we had 45 minutes of cricket chat and other stuff beforehand, so.
And I've got I've also had a text in the meantime. I'm being picked up earlier than I anticipated, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for putting up with our complaining. I don't know. Is this complaining or lamenting?
No, this is grieving. This is part of the grief. This is part of the grief cycle. I think you need to kind of go through the process to experience the grief cycle. Like, I think a big part of reaching acceptance is sharing your grief with your friends. And so we're sharing with each other, we're sharing with all of you listeners who, of course, are our friends.
The one way in which this is better than a lot of types of grief is that often they're so personal. Like, nobody knows your mom as well as you do. Nobody knows your, like in my case, my ex-girlfriend or my cat or my dog. Like, nobody, like, we're not getting out the photo album and like, remember Rusty? Well, I never met him. But with Doctor Who, they're everywhere. We can talk about them. We can see them. We can read it, listen.
And that is the thing we all need to remember. The 63 years that we've got still exist. There's a sliver of hope. There is a sliver of hope. And there's one last thing I want to say. I am 1,000% with Adam on who should take over the show. 1,000% should be Sally Wainwright. She's phenomenal.
Sally Wainwright. Okay. I still haven't seen any of her work, but she sounds great.
Go watch Riot Women. It is so good. Go watch Gentleman Jack. And it's got Saran Jones, a.k.a. Idris, a.k.a. the TARDIS from The Doctor's Wife.
Hell yeah.
Sally Wainwright writes brilliant TV. I would say she's probably my second favorite screenwriter after Russell.
Okay. And how's her comedy?
Oh, watch Riot Women. It's hilarious.
Okay, excellent.
She can pack an emotional punch while making you laugh in the same scene. That is a skill. And and I also do like Adam's do that maybe we get someone who's not a fan. Because every single person who's showrun since 2005, well, all three of them were just Uber fans.
Yeah.
Well-known, famous Uber fans. So if we had someone go in there with fresh eyes and a fresh perspective, because I do think that's also something that's very interestingly done when it's people who are well-known for writing outside of the universe. Like, in every debate about the greatest episodes of Doctor Who, Vincent and the Doctor comes up. It's Richard Curtis. Well, I don't doubt he's a fan, but I don't think he's like a David Tennant, Peter Capaldi, Russell T Davies, Stephen Moffat, Chris Chibnall kind of fan. I don't want to see people blaming Shooty for this.
No,
I
that
don't
would be
think this was
absurd.
Shooty. Well, it's happening.
No,
I've read
this was a
enough on the
massive
internet.
business. This is a massive business decision.
And imagine if he had held around and not taken other roles just in case they did get another season, like the damage that would have done to his career.
Oh yeah, get the fuck out of here. He got his money.
I don't
I'm all
want to
for
hear
it.
about, like, I lay the blame of the potential death of the franchise squarely in one place. The feet of the BBC.
Yeah.
Like,
It's their job to make things work, and they made it not work, apparently.
well,
All
I think
right,
this is
let's
Doctor-
go to...
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
I'm very sad. Go watch some Capaldi. Just go watch some inspirational Capaldi quotes. I sent a video to Jeff earlier today. And never fail to be kind. Like, no matter what else, never be cruel, never be cowardly. Never fail to be kind.
All right. Well, recommendations. I just read To the Stars. It's George Takei's autobiography. It's absolutely excellent. Everyone should read it.
Oh my god, I've just finished something that I was going to recommend and now I've gone completely... Watch Riot Women, it's great. Watch Heated Rivalry, but I know I've recommended that before. What did I watch recently that's exceptionally good? I don't know.
Oh,
That'll
you
do.
said you listened to the new Glitter Plus
Oh my
show.
god, I love it. It's made I tried to go back and watch And Just Like That, like, along with it. And I've decided, Adam has told me don't put myself through that. Because I messaged him and I'm like, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? I can't do this. This is a piece of shit. And the way they are structuring it, they are fixing what was wrong. They're reinserting Samantha, what Samantha would have been doing. Well, that's what Posh is doing. And then Adam does one where it's like Samantha blogging and what she's getting up to in London and stuff. But they're also putting Carrie's voiceover back in, because the two things that really kind of took away from that were missing from the original series that weren't in And Just Like That, Carrie's voiceover to tie everything together, and Samantha, who is the greatest, who's basically by the time you get to And Just Like That, she's the only person you would want to be friends with. The other three are kind of awful by And Just Like That. But I'm committed to these characters, and if they rebooted the whole thing again, I would still watch.
Hell yes. All right. Your socials?
At Cosmic Cowgirl on Instagram, Blue Sky, all the things at Cosmic Cowgirl with a K.
I am at El Jefe Tacoma on all your social medias of choice. And you can get us an email, greatandsecretknowledge@gmail.com. We want all your Doctor Who thoughts and everything else. Listen to all our other series. We covered season 2 of the Who Dis reboot, and all manner of other wonderful things. And I think that'll do it. You know, podcasts, like, rate, review, subscribe, and get ready for our 73 yards.
Get on our Instagram.
We're going to have 73 yards dropping. Just did Hand of Fear, and we'll be talking about Supernatural, BoJack, all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, we'll
stay
finish
tuned,
Supernatural
listener.
one of these days.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll drop in the Capaldi quote, and we'll be done.
Beautiful.
Always try to be nice and never fail to be kind. Oh, and you mustn't tell anyone your name. No one would understand it anyway. Except
A huge thanks to James Lark of jameslark.co.uk for providing our wonderful theme song. Thank you, James.
Did you walk much when you were camping?
No. Others did. I rarely do. Like, everyone is like, we'll go off on a walk. And I'm like, well, I will be here in my reclining camp chair reading my book, thank you. I rarely leave the campsite. Plus, it was miserable and cold, and we had swarms and swarms of children.
Oh.
So they were all running around, so I would take the opportunity to sit quietly and camp.
Hell yeah. Kids require a lot of attention.
Yeah, you got 12 kids from 11 down at one point running around the camp.
Jesus.
That's more than there were adults. Thankfully, none of the kids camped, so there was a point where, like, they all suddenly left and there was just 4 adults, and it was nice.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's great.
So there was only 4 of us actually, like, camping.
Uh-huh. The rest were just in the area.
Well, because it's not a big, long drive to camp. It's only an hour 20 from my place. That would make an English person's head spin. An hour.
Is that a long drive for an English person?
Mm-hmm. Very much so. And so this is why I find me doing this camping trip in the UK funny, because my concept of what is an acceptable long drive.
Well, everything's farther away in Australia, right?
Remember, we are the size of Europe. People forget that because the maps are disproportionate as well.
The Mercator projection.
That one. Because the equivalent of where I live now to where I lived in Perth is the equivalent of London to Moscow.
Wow.
Incredible. That's not a short drive. Like, that's a 5-day drive kind of thing.
Jesus.
And that's with not taking appropriate breaks. People don't realise how big Australia is just because we've got a whole lot of nothing in the middle.
Uh-huh. Man, before planes, that would have been like you have to take a boat everywhere because it's so far. Everything's so far away from each other. All the cities.
No, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't take a boat because that's even longer. Because all our cities are coastal. So you'd have to go around the big island. Oh, you mean internationally?
Well, no, because you wouldn't cut across land, would you? Because it's so deserty. Isn't it dangerous back in the old times to like cut across the outback?
You remember Australian desert? Yes, it was. People died all the time. Burke and Wills, read them up on them.
Yeah.
They literally turned up an hour after their support party left, giving them up for dead.
Crazy.
And you remember our deserts aren't like African deserts.
Uh-huh.
It's bush. So there's scrub, there's life.
There's stuff to eat. There's water.
First Nations Australians been doing it for, 60,000 years or more?
Wow.
The oldest spoken word
Incredible.
history. It's traceable. So if you understand the land and you respect the land, then you'll be all right. But just don't go walking anywhere in Australia without lots of water. You just don't.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it is dangerous, yes. That's why we all live on the coast. Most of us. What I've driven through the Nullarbor Plain, which is Perth to Adelaide. And it's called Nullarbor because Null Arbor, no trees.
Wow.
Which is a bit of a misnomer because big sections of it does have lots of trees. But it's literally a straight shot where you're on one road for 3 days with no phone reception. and there's a little township. That's a generous term. Every couple of 100 k's or so. So it's, and when I say a township, I mean a petrol station, a caravan park, and a general store. And you've got no reception. Like, if you're not on a good, like, maybe you have it if you've got Telstra. But it is the second longest straight road in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally just you are doing a straight shot. And it used to not be sealed either.
Jesus.
If you drove that in the 90s, a big chunk of it was dirt road.
Oh my God.
So if you see it, and people were free and easy with speed limits on there too, so you can, up until not that long ago, we had actual roads in this country that didn't have speed limits.
Wow. All right, that was Australia Corner. I'm sure we'll revisit it, but
I mean,
until
it
then,
wouldn't be one of our pods if we didn't do Australia Corner.
That's right.
Yeah?